I still have the screenshot on my phone. The map. The one I pulled up at 11:43 p.m. on a Thursday night in October. Standing in the rain on the shoulder of County Road 12. Engine running, hazards blinking. I have the screenshot because I knew, even then, even in that moment, that no one was going to believe me. So I screenshotted it. Then I screenshotted it again. I sent it to myself in a text. I emailed it. I did everything short of printing it and laminating it because I understood in that wet, dark, barely breathing moment that what I was looking at should not exist. There was a cabin on the map. Pin dropped, road marked, name listed. Harlow Point, private residence. And I knew that land. I had hiked that land with her 6 months before she disappeared. There was nothing there. No cabin, no road, no Harlow Point. Just pine trees and frost and a ridge that dropped into a creek bed. She went missing in April. The cabin appeared in October. I'm going to tell you what happened when I went to find it. Welcome to the faint whisper, where missing person files don't end, they echo.
The faint whisper.
Authorities in Calder County confirmed this week that the search for 29-year-old Ruth Vellis, missing since April 14th, has been officially downgraded to a...
Mara and I had been friends for 11 years. Not the kind of friends who text every day and track each other's lives on social media. The kind of friends who can go 3 months without talking and then spend 6 hours on a single phone call. The kind where distance doesn't erode anything. It just compresses. She was a forestry technician. That's important. She wasn't some thrill seeker or an inexperienced hiker. She knew those woods. She had GPS equipment, a satellite communicator, bear spray, a first aid kit, and a log of every trail she'd walked in the Aldermoor for the past 4 years. Her supervisor told investigators she was the most methodical person on the team. She vanished on a Tuesday morning in April. Her truck was found parked at the Forest Service gate on Aldermoor Access Road, engine cold, door locked. Her GPS unit was on the passenger seat. Her satellite communicator was in the cup holder. Her hiking boots were in the bed of the truck. She was found, and I use that word wrong on purpose, without her equipment, without her boots, and without any explanation that has ever satisfied me or her family. She was not found at all. That's the truth. She just stopped existing in any traceable way. The search lasted 19 days. I drove up on day 4 and stayed through day 11. I walked grids with volunteers. I handed out flyers at the gas station on Route 9. I talked to her supervisor, a man named Dale Fitch, who looked like he hadn't slept since she disappeared, and probably hadn't. I went home on day 11 because I had to. Work, life, the mechanical requirements of being a person. I cried in my car for 45 minutes before I started the engine. By October, the case had gone cold. I want to be precise about this, because precision is the only thing that keeps me from sounding like I've lost my mind. On the night of October 19th, I was driving back from my sister's place, which is about 2 hours north of where I live. I took Route 9 because I always take Route 9. It passes through Calder County. I don't know why I still do that. Habit, maybe. Grief, probably. It was raining, not hard, but steady. The kind of rain that makes everything on the road ahead look like it's dissolving. Around 11:40 p.m., I got a low tire pressure warning on my dash. I pulled over on County Road 12, just past the junction with the state highway, and got out to check. The tire was fine. I think it was a sensor issue. But I was already out of the car and already had my phone in my hand. I opened maps. I was going to check if there was a gas station nearby, in case I needed air. And that's when I saw it. I want you to understand the geography here. The Aldermoor State Forest sits east of County Road 12. There's a fire road, blocked, gated, not on most public maps, that runs for about 1.2 miles into the tree line before it ends at a clearing. Mara and I hiked out that way once, a few years back. She had access through her work. We walked to the clearing. We sat on a log and ate sandwiches and talked about her field notes. There was nothing there, just the clearing, the creek sound in the distance, and about 10,000 pine trees. On my map, at 11:43 p.m. on October 19th, in that clearing, there was a pin. Harlow Point, private residence. Road access, seasonal. Elevation, 1,847 feet. I stared at it for a long time. Then I pinched the screen and zoomed in. There was a small road drawn on the map, not the fire road, a different one running parallel to it, that terminated at the pin location. The road had no name, just a thin gray line. I screenshotted it. Then I hit directions, almost without deciding to. 1.4 miles, about 6 minutes by car. I sat in my car with the rain on the roof and the hazards blinking, and I thought about Mara. And then I drove toward it. I want to be honest. I was scared before I even turned off the county road. The turnoff wasn't where I expected it to be. The fire road gate was about a quarter-mile further north. This entry point was unmarked, just a gap in the tree line where the gravel had been pressed down enough to look intentional. My headlights caught it as I crept along the shoulder. I turned in. The road was narrow. My mirrors were close to the branches on both sides. The rain was coming down harder now, and the canopy above was making it into something rhythmic, almost percussive. My clock read 11:51 p.m. I had my phone mounted on the dash. The map still showed the pin, the thin gray road, still 0.6 miles out. I called Dale Fitch. I know that sounds strange. It was almost midnight. But Dale had told me, back in April, to call if I ever found anything. He'd given me his personal cell number. I figured this counted. He picked up on the third ring. He sounded awake. "It's Nora," I said. "I'm sorry to call this late." "Don't be," he said. "What is it?" I told him about the map pin, about Harlow Point, about the road I was currently driving down. There was a pause on his end, then, "Nora, that land is Aldermoor Forest Service. There's no private residence registered out there. Nothing's been built out there in 20 years, minimum." "I know," I said. "I know that, but it's on the map." Another pause. "Send me the screenshot." I did, right there while he waited on the line. "I'm looking at it," he said slowly. "What do you see?" "I see a pin," he said. "Harlow Point." Then, "I've never heard that name, not in 11 years of working that district. What should I do?" He was quiet for a moment. "I want you to stop the car. Don't go any further until I call the duty ranger." I stopped the car. The woods were very dark outside. My headlights reached maybe 30 feet. Beyond that, nothing. Just the sound of rain on the roof. "Dale," I said, "does the name Harlow mean anything to you in connection with Mara's case?" A long pause. "No," he said, but his voice had changed. He told me to stay on the line. Dale was on hold with the ranger station. I was sitting in my car, engine running, heat on low. The map said I was 0.2 miles from the pin. I watched my phone. The signal was weak, 1 bar. I could hear Dale breathing through the call. I could hear a faint hold music tone on his end, institutional and thin. And then I heard something else. It was coming from outside the car. I lowered my window an inch. Just enough. It was radio static, the kind with a signal underneath it. Not white noise, but shaped noise, like a voice at the bottom of water. I could not make out words, but there was rhythm to it, something that repeated. My hands were on the steering wheel and I was gripping it so hard my knuckles ached. "Dale," I said quietly. "Still here," he said. "Still on hold." "I can hear something outside." "What kind of something?" "Radio static, with something underneath it." He told me to close my window and lock my doors. I had already done both. "The duty ranger is out near Route 9, he said, back on the line now, the hold music gone. "He can be at the County Road 12 junction in about 12 minutes. I need you to stay in your car and not move." "Okay," I said. I watched the pin on my map. I watched the distance indicator. Still 0.2 miles. Then, and I want you to hear this clearly, the distance changed. Not decreased, not increased. It changed to arrived. I had not moved. My headlights were still on. And I want to say, I don't know what I saw. I have never been certain. I have described it to Dale, to a counselor I saw briefly in November, to my sister. Every time I use the same careful words because I refuse to exaggerate. At the edge of my headlight reach, in the tree line to my right, there was a shape. It was not an animal. It was vertical, still. The right general dimensions to be a person standing with their back to me. It was there for approximately 4 seconds. Then my headlights flickered, not the engine, just the lights. And when they steadied, the shape was gone. I called out in a voice so quiet, I'm not sure I actually made a sound. I said her name. The radio static had stopped. There was no sound at all outside. Not rain, not wind, not insects, nothing. Dale was still on the line. He heard me say her name. He said, very quietly, "Nora, the ranger is 8 minutes out. Stay on the line with me." I stayed on the line. I did not get out of the car. The map on my phone, and this is the part I have looked at in the screenshot 400 times since. The map on my phone no longer showed the pin. Harlow Point was gone. The thin gray road was gone. The satellite image underneath showed only trees. 3 weeks after that night, I was going through old photos on my phone. Pictures from the hike Mara and I took through the Aldermoor 2 summers before she vanished. I found one I had forgotten about. We had reached the clearing. She was standing at the edge of it, facing away from me, looking toward the creek. I had taken the photo from behind her. She's a silhouette against the late afternoon light. Pine trees on both sides, the creek somewhere below. Her field vest, her braid, the posture of someone looking at something. And in the far right corner of the photo, half in shadow, half in tree line, I don't know what it is. It is vertical, still, the right general dimensions to be a structure. Low, rectangular, the suggestion of a roofline. I have zoomed in until the image degrades to nothing but pixel blocks. I cannot confirm what it is. I can tell you that Mara, in this photo, is looking directly toward it. I have sent the photo to Dale. He has sent it to 2 people he trusts. No one has given me an answer. The Calder County Sheriff's cold case file on Mara Vellis is still open. The pin has never reappeared on my map. Last month, I was contacted by a woman named Ruth Vellis, Mara's mother. She had been given my name, she didn't say by who, and she wanted to speak with me. We met for coffee. She is a quiet, careful person, the kind who listens more than she talks. She showed me something on her own phone before I could say anything about the map or the night on County Road 12. It was an email. sent from Mara's personal account, dated April 14th, the day she disappeared. The timestamp was 6:47 a.m., roughly 2 hours before she would have arrived at the Aldermoor access gate. The subject line was, "Found it." The body of the email was 3 sentences. "Mom, I found the structure I flagged in the survey. It's not in the registry, but it's real. I'm going to document it today and file the report when I'm back." Ruth Vellis looked at me over her coffee cup. "She sent that email," she said. And then she parked her truck. And then she walked in there without her GPS. I thought about the shape at the edge of my headlights. I thought about the pin that appeared on my map 6 months after Mara disappeared. 6 months after whatever she found. 6 months after she walked towards something that had no name in any county database. And then I thought about something else. The email was sent at 6:47 a.m. on April 14th. My sister's house, the one I had been visiting, is 2 hours north of County Road 12. I always take Route 9 home. I always pass that junction at roughly the same time, 11:40 p.m. to midnight. I have made that drive 6 times since April. I have checked my records. On 5 of those nights, I drove straight through. On the 6th, October 19th, I stopped. Tire pressure warning, sensor glitch. Out of the car, phone in hand, maps open. I have never had that warning before or since. Something put that pin on my map. Something that knew when I would stop. Something that had been waiting for 6 months. I still drive Route 9. I don't know why. I've asked myself. The honest answer is that stopping feels like giving something a win I'm not willing to give it. But I don't stop anymore. Not on County Road 12. Not near that junction. Not at night. And I've taken the screenshot off my phone, backed it up 3 places, deleted it from my gallery. Because I caught myself opening it, looking at the pin, thinking about the road, the thin gray line, the 1.4 miles. And part of me, the part I don't trust, wanted to go back and finish the drive. Don't. Whatever left that pin for me to find, I don't think it was trying to help. I think it was trying to add another name to a file that no one is looking at anymore. If you're watching this, you're in the right place. Subscribe to The Faint Whisper. Hit the notification bell, because the next file we open might already have your attention.